So one of the questions I get asked a lot is, should I hire a management company or should I self-manage? And that question's a little more complicated than just one or the other. But I started out and I was self-managing all of my properties, including long-term rentals. Did short-term rentals later, but I was doing long-term rentals, managing them myself, and I thought it was a pain in the butt doing long-term rentals. So when it came time to do short-term rentals, I thought that's going to be even a bigger pain in the butt. But that's not as simple as it gets, because for me, it worked out because learning and doing the management myself then led me to having a property management company and the ability to run it and know what's going on, because it took me years to understand how, when, where, and what. Now, if that isn't your goal, then I really don't see how not hiring a property management company helps you. Because here's the deal. I'm for people managing their properties themselves. If you have one property, by all means, manage your short-term rental yourself. Because I think the most important thing you can gain, and what I gained, is experience. I'm sorry, as you grow, there's no replacement for experience and learning and being able to do things yourself and being able to go through. There's zero replacement for it. And you'll learn how much it costs. You'll learn what it takes. You'll learn how to build from the bottom. But you will also have your own network if you want to then choose to switch. So let me go through the benefits of managing the property yourself. You save money, right? And that's the short end of it. But truly, you don't save money because you're not paying yourself. When you manage it, you think you're saving money, but most people are not paying themselves. They just don't want to pay someone else to do it because they want to keep that money for themselves. Well, that money that you're keeping for yourself, is it enough to pay you if you were to do the job? I don't think so. But in managing the property yourself, you gain experience, you learn how to negotiate, you learn how to navigate, because learning how to navigate the platforms. Maybe you go through different softwares to help you. But you learn experience, and that's the most important thing. Not only that, is management companies can't take advantage of you when you decide to go to hire a management company. They can't take advantage of you because you already know. You know how much the cleaning fees are in your area. You know how much time it takes to clean your house. You know the local plumbers, so you know how much it costs. Now, one thing I will advise people to do is do not manage your property. And a lot of people do it successfully, but this is my own personal advice. Do not manage the property yourselves if you are not within 2 hours of the property. If you are not within 2 hours of the property, the negatives that are going to come during the times that you need to be there and times that you need to take care of things in a timely manner do not work out. Plus, I'm a huge fan of less stress. And when you are more than 2 hours away, the stress that you bring upon yourself, worrying about A, if the company showed up, B, if they did it right, how did your guests feel about it all? Were they in good spirits during it, or were they mad the entire time? So if you're within 2 hours, you get to see this up front and personal. There's nothing better than when I used to manage properties myself than going into, if there was a burst pipe or a basement flooded, going into the house myself, showing up within a timely manner and going through it all. But then you get to talk to the guests. And human beings are one in which if they feel comfortable around you, they'll accept more than they would otherwise. If you're just a face in the background, people aren't willing to accept it. But when you're there, you get to see their face. You get to talk them down if they were feeling bad about it. And you get to see if you need to do more. Because the guests are the most important aspect of all of this. So self-manage. If you're within 2 hours, you want to get the learning process and you want to get the experience. And if it's convenient, like that's the most important thing. People undervalue stress and inconvenience. And when you're going through it, it is the world. You wish you hadn't done it. But self-manage, if you're within 2 hours, if you want the experience, if it's convenient, and it's something you enjoy doing. Because truly, you do not make more money. Now, I run a property management business, so this is the side that I am on, but I came from managing properties myself. Now, what I will say as a property manager is the one aspect that the reason I didn't want to hire a property manager myself to begin with, I didn't want to pay someone 20 to 25% to do what I thought I could do myself. I was wrong and naive, but I took my lumps and I learned to do it, and I learned to do it well. So what I learned though in the process is if a property manager is an extension of yourself, especially in short-term rentals, long-term rentals, they don't have to be an extension of yourself, because the touches, I'm a natural salesperson. That's what I did for my regular job, my career. That's where I made my money. I'm a regular salesperson. So in sales, the touches, or we call them touches. So if you can talk to the customer here, you can go see the customer here or guest or whatever. The touches are what's most important. So if the property manager is an extension of yourself, and by extension, I mean the property manager has to care about your property the same way they would their own. Now, there's a point where property managers, you become a number to them. And my company, we have a cutoff number. That way people do not become numbers. Once you become a number, you do not care as much for a property. So if something goes wrong here, it's like, okay, whatever, we take care of it this way a little bit, it's okay. But it doesn't hurt me so much because I have many more that I can go to. Fantastic. But if the property manager is an extension of yourself, A, you still feel like you're in control, and B, you feel safe. There's a safe feeling. If something goes wrong, you know that they're going to take care of it as you would. But the most important thing I would say about hiring a property manager, besides being comfortable, you must be really comfortable with your property manager, is realizing a property manager should increase your bookings between 20 to 30%. So if a property manager is increasing your bookings between 20 to 30%, they are free to you, technically. Because what you were doing or what you would do on your own, they're increasing that by what their fee or their percentage is. So every booking that my company gets, if our goal is to increase it by 20%, that way we're not even a thought for the customer. Because if we're a thought for the customer and they're wondering that they're paying us too much, it means we're not doing our job. But if we put the number as you're going to make $35,000 this year, and that's your number, and if whatever extra, the 20%, the 25% extra is ours, you don't care about that because you still get the first number that you saw. So as far as hiring a property manager or doing it yourself or property managing yourself, do it for yourself for the first 6 months to a year. I'd advise everyone to do it themselves, just for the lesson, just for the experience, just for the understanding. But then after that, just hire a property manager. Hire a good property manager. Spend a long time vetting property managers. Because if they don't care about it as much as you care about it, it's not going to matter to them. And they should basically be free to you. So if you've been doing it for a year and then the next year rolls around and they're costing you money on top of what you are making, or they're cutting into what you were making, then you know for a fact they're not doing anything for you. But if you're making the same amount you were managing the property and they're getting their 20% and you have to worry about less, that is the route you want to go. So hire one, don't hire one, but realize short-term rentals are stressful. If you have ever managed long-term rentals, increase it by 75%, and that's a short-term. And there are aspects of property management that are easy. The names that'll pop across, I'm not going to mention them. Like the names that'll pop across, the popular ones that do property management. It's not property management. They literally do the work on the computer that you can easily do yourself. The communication between guests. That stuff you can easily do. A property manager is someone who actually manages the property. When someone checks out, someone goes to make sure everything's okay before that review is left. Not just do the booking and then have you figure out something so they can charge less. But hire a good property manager, and the amount of money you pay for a property manager doesn't matter, because they should be making that money for themselves, separate of what they're making you. So I'd say for the first year, do it yourself. After that, hire a property manager. It's just less stressful. You'll make more money and live a better life. You should be able to live a better life when someone else is doing the work for you. If you're still worried, stressed about it, XXX, then you're not living better. Hire a property manager after the first 6 months too. Before that, you can do it yourself. This has been the Essential Host. I appreciate you guys joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing little videos like this, videos that are little question marks that people have that remain sometimes unanswered. All right, see you guys next video.